Okay, so you reached out because you wanted to know about faster ways to get life insurance. We looked into it.
We did.
We've got some info here from Diversified Insurance Brokers about MassMutual's Express underwriting program. MassExpress, they call it too.
That's right, MassExpress.
And our mission for this deep dive is pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out how this whole thing streamlines getting life insurance, especially if you want coverage without a huge, long process.
Exactly. And the core concept behind MassExpress is really about cutting down that underwriting time.
Right.
Traditionally, you're often looking at medical exams, maybe lab work.
Oh, yeah. The whole 9 yards.
Right. MassExpress is set up to potentially let eligible people skip those steps. That's a big plus for, well, speed and just less hassle.
Okay, less hassle sounds good. So
Yeah.
eligibility. Who actually qualifies for this? And, how much coverage are we talking about?
Good questions. MassMutual has laid out specifics. It's for people age 17 up to 50.
17 to 50.
Got it. And the coverage can go up to $2 million.
Wow, okay. Up to $2 million. That's substantial.
It is. And importantly, that applies to both their term and their whole life policies. So you've got options there.
And it's not just like a stripped-down policy because it's faster, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Are there still ways to add extra protection?
That's a key point. No, it's not bare bones. Even with this faster track, you can still access some really valuable riders.
Like what?
Well, for instance, the waiver of premium rider. If you become disabled, your premiums could be waived. That's pretty significant.
Definitely.
And you also have options like guaranteed insurability or riders for adding more insurance later on, like the life insurance supplement or additional life insurance riders. So robust protection isn't really sacrificed just for speed.
Okay, that's good to know. Now here's a big one for a lot of people. Rates. Does going faster mean you automatically get stuck with higher premiums?
Yeah, the cost question. Actually, no, not necessarily. And that's a major advantage here. MassMutual allows applicants using express underwriting to potentially qualify for their very best rate classes. We're talking ultra preferred and select preferred.
So the top tiers are still in play.
Absolutely. So, a quicker process doesn't automatically mean worse rates. Your actual health profile is still the main driver there.
That makes sense. It counters that assumption, right? That faster must mean you give something up.
Precisely.
So let's talk timeline then. Express is in the name. How quick is quick?
Right.
What are we really looking at for a decision?
Yeah, they seem serious about the express part. Often, decisions can be made in just days after you submit the application and do a brief medical interview.
Days? Compared to what? Weeks usually?
Weeks, sometimes longer with traditional underwriting, yeah. A lot of that speed comes from potentially eliminating those in-person medical exams, the blood draws, urine samples, all that stuff.
Right. Skipping the clinic visit and the waiting for lab results. That's a huge time saver.
It really is. Think about the convenience. No scheduling appointments, no needles. It removes quite a few hurdles.
So, boiling it down for our listener, the big win here seems to be getting significant financial protection, potentially up to that $2 million mark, but with way less fuss and disruption to your daily life.
That's the core benefit, yes. Efficient coverage.
And it sounds like working with someone like Diversified Insurance Brokers could be helpful here to, see if you even qualify and help with the application.
Absolutely. They'd be positioned to help you figure out if MassExpress fits your situation and guide you through that application process, making it smoother. It's all about making good coverage more accessible, less of an ordeal.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Quick summary. MassMutual Express underwriting looks like a genuinely faster path to getting substantial life insurance up to $2 million for folks between 17 and 50.
Right.
Speed comes from potentially skipping the medical exams and labs. But, importantly, you still get access to key policy features, those riders we mentioned, and potentially top-tier rates. Decisions. Possibly in days.
That covers it well, and it leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, just consider this. If you could get your life insurance sorted out much faster, with less hassle, what could you do with that extra time? And maybe more importantly, how does that peace of mind, knowing it's handled quickly, fit into your overall financial planning?
Yeah. Less time worrying about the process, more time living. Something to definitely mull over.
Exactly. How could that streamlined approach free you up? It's an